Welcome back to Real Talk Podcast, episode 185. I'm your host, Nathan, and I'm joined by the man himself, Matthew Nevis, to my left.
Thank you, thank you.
And today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be getting to the hard hitting questions.
Yep.
We asked on our story, if you're not following us on IG, you're missing out.
Please follow.
Real Talk _ studios on IG.
Boom.
We asked on the story, Q&A episodes coming. Drop your questions, whatever it is, film related. We got you.
Mm-hmm.
We picked some of the best ones. Thank you to everybody who submitted a question. We got lots of questions. We were like, I think it's really cool that we could just throw up a story and get a bunch of questions for an episode.
Hell yeah.
Definitely something I want to keep doing in the future. So hopefully the first of many Q&A episodes.
I'm excited.
Let's.
I just looked at all these questions, by the way. So we're trying our best to answer it from both of us.
Yeah, and some of these are good. They got me kind of stumped. I had to
Right?
think about them. Still kind of thinking about them.
Yep.
Let's get right into it.
Fuck yeah.
Shout out to Matthew Sanhagen, our boy,
Now you say, man.
for the first question. Are there any movies you've reviewed that you changed your mind about after?
So I'm assuming any review that we talked about on the podcast.
On the pod, yeah.
So those are the ones that are applicable. So the one that I think about is the Cape Shit movies. I feel like I was a little too nice with some, and I'm gonna name two.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna name two. The first one, Thor: Love and Thunder. That was an older one. Josh and I reviewed that. I gave that a 5 out of 10.
That's crazy.
Generous 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
Because I recently looked at it again and I was like, oh, this is one of the worst pieces of shit I've seen. Like, I think I said it was Taika Waititi's Wonder Woman 1984, and I should have given it a lower rating just from that
Right.
explanation, you know?
Right.
But for some reason I didn't at the time. I was a little not as crazy. So if I had to rewatch it again, I'd probably give it like 4.3 out of 10.
Yeah.
And the other film, because I remember our double feature episode.
Oh.
We talked about a little film called Aquaman 2. And
this one. I'm so glad you were finally coming around here.
you know what? Here's what I'll say. I remember defending it, but it's kind of like how you defended Spiral, where it's like I will stand by the rating, but also it's a piece of shit movie.
Yeah.
I can't, like, even like when you talked about Spiral, I was like, Sam Jackson's in it, and I was just like, yeah. And then Aquaman 2, I was like saying similar shit, and I took it in. I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing? So yeah, if I had to choose, those are the main films. They're both superhero classics. Fuck.
So nothing that you went the other way about, eh? Nothing that you were like, I was a little bit critical, but it's better than I thought.
No, I still stand by my Dune Part 2, if that's what you're asking. Yeah. No, I'm still standing by that.
Okay. I tried, guys. I tried.
You tried. What are yours?
I will say one that I kind of stand on most of the stuff I've said because
Hell yeah.
I try to, think about how I really feel about a film before I come on here.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard to do that because we just watch a film and then we give our thoughts like the next fucking day or whatever.
Right.
One that I kind of went back to and I'm thinking I like more than I said is Ferrari.
You know what? Yeah, I respect that. That's
Aquaman's Ferrari.
Because I remember we were a little bit critical over it. But overall, we both enjoyed it.
I think a lot of it is just like you hear the name of the movie, you have Ford versus Ferrari in your head a little bit. And because the action didn't necessarily deliver like that, or the tone of the film is maybe not what you expect.
Right.
I think I went into the film with unfair expectations that kind of affected the way I felt about it when I left.
Right.
Looking back on it is an interesting choice.
Yep.
Of like what they explore and what they focus on. It is a beautiful looking film.
Absolutely.
Has great performances. It's one of my favorite Adam Driver performances. I think it's really nuanced and incredible. I think I like that movie more than I probably said on this podcast.
That's fair. I remember like watching it and looking back, it's like it's a lot slower than what you'd expect from Michael Mann's Ferrari. When you think Michael Mann, you're thinking Collateral, you're thinking Heat, I'm thinking
Public
his
Enemies. Best action.
Yeah.
Plus Cars.
Yeah.
right?
When in reality, you're more looking at a slower paced, a more subtle, nuanced performance
Yeah.
of Ferrari. And in my opinion, Penelope Cruz should have got nominated.
Oh, yeah, the
She gives an
supporting was sick
amazing
too.
performance as well
You're
that I
right.
feel like got overlooked. Her and Adam Driver give the best performances in the movie. And like I agree with Adam Driver. This is one of his highlights. My favorite scene from it was him talking to his son, his dead son, and just kind of reflecting on his life. And he's breaking down, and that's the ending. It's nothing like crazy. It's just a man discovering who he is and the stage in his life, you
Yeah.
know. And I wish more movies took that in when it came to biopics. A lot of biopics kind of just want to go the highest, you know,
Yeah.
because I heard about the Beatles biopic. They're making 4 fucking Beatles movies, and they're gonna do a Michael Jackson biopic as well. Like, I feel like those movies are gonna be so bombastic because of their name.
They're making 4 Beatles movies?
Yeah, for each member.
They're gonna do one for each member,
Yeah.
like a
I know, it's stupid. It's stupid, and they're just trying to milk as much money as they can on the IP, on the name recognition because it is the Beatles. Everyone still knows them. It's gonna be too bloated. It's gonna be too over. Whereas something like Ferrari is like, you don't need that. You shouldn't have that. You
yeah.
should have the character. You should have them focusing on their internal struggles and who they are, especially in a small time span. That's what I love about the film as well. They're not discovering like for Enzo Ferrari when he was a baby to when he
Exactly.
dies.
Exactly.
That's not how you do it, especially for a feature length film. So
It's him when he's already established or establishing himself, but yeah, they focus on a short period of time. It takes chances as a biopic. It's
Mhm.
not a by the numbers biopic
Right.
by any means.
No, no.
And I think looking back on it, that's why I like it a bit more than maybe I said initially.
Fucking A. That's a good pick.
Uh, what's a movie you wished had a sequel or a prequel from my brother Philip Costa?
Hell fucking yeah. This is a great question. I'm not a prequel guy. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really care about, going back. I feel like the mystery of the movie works better if you don't know so much of their past. You know, a little bit here and there. That's what
I'm not really a prequel guy
Oh yeah,
either.
I know. I know, right?
I hate prequels.
Hey, prequels. Not a huge fan of them. So I will lead into sequel territory.
Sure.
The two that come to mind, I think of The Nice Guys. Should have made a sequel for that, man.
Oh, that would have been fun.
They should have
Yeah,
made a sequel.
sure.
Set it in the 80s because I feel like the first one was in the 70s. Get a little 80s vibe.
Sure.
Or you complete the fucking Spider-Man Tobey Maguire trilogy
That's the
with
one that's in my
Spider-Man 4. I mean, they did do a trilogy, but I want more Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I want more Spider-Man.
I
Especially
mean,
for
I
Tobey.
wanted that one. That's like one of my first ever film heartbreaks.
Yeah.
It's my first ever film heartbreak for sure. It was like
Tragic.
seeing the tweet from Sony,
Yeah.
getting excited, and then it never coming out.
That, you know what? I'll do 2 superhero because I'm a fucking cape shit nerd. Also the Tim Burton one. If they completed that trilogy, that'd
Yeah.
be nice. Because I remember seeing the Batman and Batman Returns VHSs as a kid. I was like, oh, I can't wait to see the third one. So I pop in Batman Forever. I'm like, who the fuck's this? Who the fuck's this Two-Face?
Right.
Looks nothing like him. So yeah. Those are the
Another
ones.
one that we talked about once, and a lot of people agreed because I know we made a clip about it that went crazy. Adventures of Tintin. Where the hell was
Oh my
that sequel?
god! And we made that like 2 years ago. That episode.
Yeah,
It's
we still get random comments of people being like, "Yeah, where is it?"
the balls in Peter Jackson's court. I remember that.
Yeah.
And what the fuck is Peter Jackson doing? It's like 2025. It's been
I
like
know.
almost 15 years since the last Tintin film. I love that one. That to me, because Spielberg directed Tintin, that was like, you know what? This is my Indiana Jones 4.
Yeah,
Like
there's
deep down, this feels more Indiana Jones than Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
like there's Hollywood royalty attached to Tintin.
It's so good.
and I don't know why I didn't get the sequel, man.
Love the actors in it, Andy Serkis, and I feel like what's his name? He's been in a ton of stuff too. He plays Tintin, does a great job as
Yeah.
well. Yeah, those are some pretty good picks. Are those the Tintin ones your sequel that you wanted?
Yeah, I think that. Well, it's Tobey Maguire's
Oh,
Spider-Man.
yeah,
'cause
sorry.
I already had that as well,
Yeah,
and also Tintin one is kind of a deep cut pick. That I
Right?
think would be cool.
yeah.
Better baseball movie from Tony. Better baseball movie, Major League or Field of Dreams. Have you seen Major League?
Is that the Charlie Sheen one? Is that the Charlie Sheen one? Hey, Christian, have you
Yeah.
seen it? Major League, Charlie Sheen. You saw Field of Dreams?
I've seen both.
Okay, I like Field of Dreams.
I've seen both. Major League is Field of Dreams is like a loose baseball movie. It's like fucking
But
weird.
it's
It's
so
so
unique.
it's so good.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's so good.
Uh,
Major League is a little bit more of a silly,
Baseball,
typical
sports.
sports movie,
Yeah.
which I like too. It has a lot of rewatchability.
Mhm.
But Field of Dreams took baseball movie and was like, "Fuck what you think a baseball movie is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do something different." It's weird.
Oh, yeah.
The cast is like, why are these people together? But it just works.
Yeah.
I think Field of Dreams is just really special.
I think so too. I was gonna be a little,
Mm.
a smart ass and be like Moneyball.
Money,
I kinda like Moneyball
Money. I mean,
more.
Moneyball's great.
To me, that's my favorite baseball film. It's the one movie that I would say, even if you're not interested in sports, even if you're not interested in baseball at all, you will enjoy Moneyball. It's just a
Yeah,
well-edited, well-told story about what happened during that point,
and
within.
it's not action packed. It's
Nope.
not a baseball movie in the sense that they're showing lots of baseball scenes.
Mhm.
The reality is that movie is about a nerd
Yep.
who found a way to leverage statistics
Mhm.
to get a team that on paper was not very talented but
Right.
played together extremely well because each player was a piece that brought a certain thing to the team.
Yeah.
Now that sounds like the most boring movie that's ever been fucking
Absolutely.
written. And that sounds like a baseball fan might struggle to watch that. But you're 100% right.
Mhm.
They did it in such a way that you could never watch the baseball game in your whole life and you could
Mhm.
still enjoy that movie.
Exactly. It also has some great performances in it, like Chris Pratt. Before he became
Whatever
everything,
he is.
whatever the fuck he is now, he's like The Rock and Kevin Hart. He's in too many fucking movies. But back then, he gave an amazing performance,
Yeah.
and he does a great job in it. Highly recommend. But if I had to choose between Major League, didn't they make like a bunch of movies after it and they all
Yeah.
sucked?
I never saw any
Yeah.
sequels.
Field of Dreams. That's a more iconic.
Our next question. Simple
Fuck.
favorite actor.
Simple ones are the hardest, you know. When it comes to film questions, guys, you got to understand, the simpler the question, the harder to answer.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you want to go first, Nathan?
I mean, I've been very vocal about my answer before. It hasn't changed and it never will.
Fucking A.
Al Pacino is my GOAT.
Fuck yeah.
Is my undisputed GOAT. Say what you want about him, over the top of this, whatever. He is my GOAT. I've said that when Al is on his shit and he's acting well in a good movie,
Mhm.
it's the best acting that's ever been done in the history of film. I stand on that.
Stand on that? Fuck. What am I going to choose? I'll choose one actor that I've been following for a while now, ever since high school. And he might not be the best actor, but he's the one that puts a smile on my face every time I see him. It's Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
He's the type of actor that I've seen some of the worst fucking movies, but he's in it, and that's why I watched it.
Right.
It's one of those. It's a deeper cut for me, nostalgia and whatnot. That's why I watched Monkey Bone, Dudley Do Right, all those piece of shit films. But it's like, I don't know. He just puts a smile on my face. Something about him.
Same
It's
with Al. Like I've seen a lot of Al dog
yes.
shit, like
Oh yeah,
some
he's been
early
in some.
2000 stuff, like that I
Yeah.
had no business watching, but it's like Al's in it.
Yeah. I I fully agree with that. And also like I'm still reading Sunny Boy. I'm been slow reading it, but just hearing what his thoughts are during his career and stuff like that, especially the mid 80s. It was a rough point in his life where it's like, "Oh, I don't have money.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Why don't I have money?" And it's
Yeah.
like, "Dude, you're this is after Scarface. That's insane, you
I
know?"
had such yeah, the fact that Scarface hurt his career more than it helped it
That's fucking
at
nuts.
that time
Yeah.
was insane.
Mhm.
He was already my favorite actor, but then I read Sonny Boy. I'm like, oh man, you're just like what a guy. Like
Yeah.
I'm glad that he could look back at his life and appreciate it now because it's just very obvious that while he was in the highs of his career,
Mhm.
he was actually struggling the most internally.
Yeah. It's crazy. So Steph, I'm almost done finishing the book. But yeah, highly recommend it. Yeah. Oh, this is a good one.
Maya
It's my sister.
says,
Oh,
favorite bad movie, like so bad it's great.
like so bad it's great. Okay, so like I've watched bad movies. Some I laugh at, Some I'm bored. Like I have a headache. The worst types of movies to me are the ones where I get a headache and I want to turn it off
It's just
immediately.
boring.
It's
Yeah.
just boring. But if there's a movie that's so bad it's good, like I'm thinking funny. I'm thinking laugh out loud, funny, hilarious. I think I think I'm gonna go with M. Night Shyamalan's The Happening.
Oh, okay.
Because if you look at the movie as a comedy, it is one of the funniest comedies you will ever watch. I'm not even
Really?
fucking joking. It's amazing, but it's supposed to be taken seriously.
Right.
So it's one of those weird instances where it's like I gave it half star, but I gave it a heart on Letterbox, meaning that I enjoyed it despite it being one of my least favorite movies. It broke my brain, Nathan,
Yeah.
because I don't consider So Bad It's Good movies to exist, except that one. That was the one that broke me. I was like, M. Night, what the fuck is wrong with you? So, yeah.
I like that pick. I got to go back to that one. I got one.
Okay.
I got one we reviewed on this podcast.
Oh, let me hear it.
I'm sorry, Nash.
Yeah, I know.
But you know what? It's coming.
I know. Yeah.
One of my favorite So Bad It's Good movies
Mhm.
is Megalopolis.
I know.
By Francis Ford Coppola.
Yeah.
Because I do think the movie's bad.
Yeah, I figured. I figured.
But for sure laugh out loud moments.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's memorable.
It is.
It's charming, it's memorable. There's some good filmmaking in it.
Yeah.
I think it's a really bad mess of a movie.
Yeah.
But there's some great filmmaking in it. There's some really memorable moments. It's funny.
Mhm.
And it's probably a movie I'm gonna see at least one more time in my life. Like I
Absolutely.
really think it is.
Yep.
And I gave it 2.5 stars.
Yeah.
I gave it 2 stars on my first watch. Then I bumped it to 2.5. So that's the one that comes to memory when it comes to So Bad It's Great.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I am so mad that the Blu-ray has not come out in North America yet.
You're waiting on that, eh?
I'm waiting on it. It came out in Europe, but that's region B, I believe. So I can't play Blu-rays on that
Right.
disc. So I've been waiting. I think it has something to do with the fact that it made no money.
Yeah.
So like the distributors are like, we don't fucking care. And Francis Ford Coppola is like, I have no money.
Right.
So it's like, what am I gonna do? And I'm like, But you know what? Megalopolis being a So Bad It's Good movie in this day and age, yeah. I feel like
could be worse. Could be so bad it's bad, but it's
so bad.
It's so bad it's good.
Coppola made a memorable film.
Yeah.
I can't deny that.
I second that.
Fucking A.
Favorite foreign language film?
We talked about a few.
Yeah.
I want to go for an obscure one. I remember Jacob, shout out to Jacob Nosan, he recommended this movie. And it's an old Russian film from 1967 called V-I-Y.
Oh, sick.
So the movie is like 79 minutes long. It's very short. It's basically like an old tale of this priest, I believe, or this younger monk who goes into this village and everyone's just like, do not go into that castle. Do not go into that building. There's a witch there. And the guy's like, I don't give a fuck. And he's just drinking and partying and stuff. The first night he goes there, the witch is there and like haunts him. And then he's like, oh, man, that's fucking weird, dude. I'll still stay in this town and drink, you know? And then people are like, don't do it for a second because the third night, if you do it for the third night, it's some fucked up shit's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't give a fuck. So he just keeps drinking and stuff. But the reason why I love it so much is it feels like a folk tale that's told by someone on psychedelics.
Okay, cool.
You know, because like you don't even need to know what they're saying. Obviously, I put subtitles,
Yeah.
but in terms of the visuals, fucking nuts for 1967.
Sick.
Like the bed is floating around, the piano's twirling around, the witch is floating and haunting him and stuff like that. And I don't know, something about that. I saw it 3 times. And each time I had a different
You
experience.
saw it 3 times?
Yeah.
Oh,
No, it's
so
a
you
short
really-
film.
Right, but still, you
Yeah.
really liked it to see it 3 times. Yeah.
I loved it. Yeah, it's one of those weird foreign films that I come back to once in a while in terms of like what I want visually out of movies, and like that one always stuck out to me. Yeah,
Cool. That's a
recommend
really
V.
cool answer.
You could find it on Tubi, I think, or free on YouTube. It's pretty easy to watch. Also, the length, 79
Yeah.
minutes. It's fucking short.
That's a breeze. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
nice to watch.
What about you?
It's hard not to say City of God, man, because first
fair
of all,
enough.
like it's such a great film. Obviously, I speak Portuguese, so like I understand it without subtitles. and it was really the first foreign film that opened my eyes to foreign films.
Mhm.
And then after I've seen obviously some Korean stuff,
Yeah.
and I still need to see a ton more.
Yeah.
Um, I think about Old Boy.
Oh, dude.
I think about
Old Boy.
Parasite.
Yeah. A lot of South
But
Korean,
yeah,
Japanese cinema. Dude, there's so many countries with iconic movies that it's like I totally understand where you're coming from, where it's like it's very intimidating.
yeah, I'm just such a rookie to it, and this is definitely something that as I get older, I want to get into
Mhm.
more foreign film because I think it just I don't know, gives you a wider appreciation for film and different styles,
Mhm.
and it's definitely like something I want to start focusing on.
Absolutely. Fucking A to that.
Yeah.
That's a great pick.
Okay, this question is insane.
It's the most obvious fucking answer in this
Austin,
list.
yo, Austin's my guy.
Austin.
Austin Faro asks, series versus series, Transformers versus Planet of the Apes.
Okay, do you wanna say it all together?
My brother in
Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah, okay, let's do 3, 2, 1, and after 1, we say it, alright?
Three,
3,
two,
2, 1,
one.
Planet of the Apes.
Come
What
on,
the
bro.
fuck is wrong with you?
Come on, bro.
Like, even if you're nostalgic for the Linkin Park song at the end of Transformers,
Bro,
which is great.
even if your name is Joshua Basson, you have to agree that Planet of the Apes is the better series.
Yes. In terms of installments, in terms of just quality, consistency, longevity.
In terms of literally every measure that's possible, I think you got to pick Planet of the Apes. I get it. I want good Transformers movies. I would love to say that that there would be a trilogy or something that could hold up to anything that Planet of the Apes has made.
Yeah, no,
Unfortunately, there's not.
there's not.
And I don't think one's coming.
You know what's gonna happen now? I'm gonna get Instagram reels of Joshua Bassoon sending me, look at this part in Transformers, it's so good. I'm like, yeah, Shia LaBeouf, because there are scenes in like Transformers 2 where Shia LaBeouf is like, Dad, you gotta go, and he does a good job. That scene is 1 minute. The movie's 2.5 hours long, and
Right.
it's like fucking mind-numbing action. I can't. I'm sorry, guys. Even the alcohol can't save me on that one.
Yeah.
Planet of the Apes. I've been a fan since day one.
Yeah. And there's stuff to look forward to still.
Yep,
We've gotten classics. I think there's more classics to come.
I agree.
So nice to be a Planet of the Apes fan. I get fed. It's nice.
Yeah, don't worry, Transformers fans. Don't kill us. There are some good ones, just not as many as Planet of the Apes.
The animated one was nice.
Transformers
right?
1 was good.
Yeah.
All right, I'll give you guys that.
Oh, this was a cool one from Cool Epic Awesome Pod. These guys are another film pod.
Fucking A.
Really cool guys. Been following their stuff for a while. Underrated director. Again, the simple questions, the hardest.
Yes, they are. I was thinking of particular directors, and there's this one director who supposedly is going to have a film come out soon with Robert Pattinson,
Okay.
and I'm excited to see it because she doesn't direct that often. It's Lynn Ramsey.
Oh.
Lynn Ramsey, underrated director. Nobody ever talks about her films as much as the big name directors. I was going to say William Friedkin, but he won an Oscar.
Yeah,
He won an
did.
Oscar, and he's got big movie names on under his belt. Whereas Lynn Ramsey is always under the radar. She directed Ratcatcher. We need to talk about Kevin, and You Were Never Really Here. One of my favorite Joaquin Phoenix performances. Super underrated. I also watch Morven Caller. Her films are very grounded and depressing.
Cool.
You got to be in the right mood for it, but I just love how they're shot. I love how they're edited. They're very experimental, but in a way that you can still follow the story without being confused. And she's got another film out called Die My Love, starring Robert Pattinson. And I'm just like, that's a great combo. Oh my fucking God. I hope it comes out this year.
I'm ready for that.
I hope they don't push it back because dude, Mickey 17, man, that shit got pushed back like 2 fucking years, I think.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping this one comes out. And if it does, we'll try to review it. We'll try to talk about it.
For sure.
What about yours?
Underrated director. I'm gonna go with somebody we've been talking about doing an episode on for a while. Tony Scott.
Fucking
We
A,
talk
man.
about Ridley.
Yeah.
We talk about Ridley and his peers.
Mm-hmm.
But we forget about Tony,
I know.
who has box office hits.
Yep.
A very unique style
Fucking A.
and memorable movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Tony Scott is a underrated director with a cool filmography
I fully
that I really enjoy. Next question: if you had to change a lead actor in a cult classic, what movie would it be, and who would you swap?
I got this one. I got this one right in the fucking bag. So there's a movie called Wall Street, directed by Oliver Stone.
The one with Charlie Sheen?
Yep, Charlie
Yeah.
Sheen and Michael Douglas. And I read Oliver Stone's memoir on that, and he talks about the casting. And he's like, I was working on that film, and who I wanted instead of Charlie Sheen and Michael Douglas might surprise you. He's like, I wanted Tom Cruise and Warren Beatty. And as he said that, I was like, I would have rather seen that film. Hands down.
Ooh.
Hands down. I feel like Tom Cruise would have worked better as Bud Fox.
That would have been really cool, man.
And Warren Beatty as Gordon Gekko. I feel like they work in that environment so much better. I feel like, I don't know why, Warren Beatty reminds me of like, he could play Tom Cruise's dad. Just the way he looks.
I could see that.
You know what I mean?
I
So
actually
he
could
could
see
be like
that.
the father figure in Wall Street and stuff. And I don't know. I just feel like those actors would work better in those roles. I know that's a hot take because, you know, Wall Street is a pretty popular cult classic film from the 80s. They made a sequel with Shia LaBeouf, and Michael Douglas is just known as Gordon Gekko now. So it's like, I get it, but also I think there were better actors like that Oliver Stone could have chose. So that's my pick.
That's a good pick, man. I honestly don't even have one for that.
It's
I don't think
tough.
I could top that one, so I'm gonna leave that with your pick.
Fair enough.
That's really good.
Fair enough.
Okay, let's go quickly
We'll
through
do-
the. Oh,
yeah.
that was from my boy,
Yep.
Versatile Fool. He's an artist, rapper from Toronto.
Fucking A.
Sick. I want to
Shout
get him
out.
on the pod this summer for sure,
Hell yeah.
because he has some strong movie takes as well.
Ooh, okay.
My boy John Ferreira says, "What's your favorite horror movie / series?"
I'm gonna go the obvious route. Saw. Saw was the most fun I watched because I
I
watched.
love that you got on the Saw train, man.
Yeah, because like here's the thing. I watched Nightmare on Elm Street. I watched Friday the 13th. I saw those series. There are some terrible experiences, and whereas Saw, yeah, they were bad, but they're not long. They're not
Yeah.
as long as like the Friday the 13th
They're
ones.
a fun watch, like
Yeah.
fun with friends. When they're bad, they're fun. When they're good, they're fun.
Yeah, I'm with you there,
Yeah.
and I'm still mad at Saw 11 cancellation. Bring it back. Bring it fucking
Bring
back.
it back.
Mm-hmm.
Mount Rushmore of plane movies. This comes from my boy Jason, who loves plane
Ooh.
movies, wants to come on the pod to only talk about plane movies.
I got some for him.
Let's
Here's
go.
my Mount Rushmore. First off, Top Gun Maverick. You cannot
Yeah.
say Mount Rushmore plane movies without Top Gun Maverick.
It's
Then
true.
you have Airplane,
Yeah.
classic comedy. Then you have Flight
Yeah,
with
I have that
Denzel.
too.
Denzel's fucking great in that. And last but certainly not least, you have the So Bad It's Good, Snakes on a Plane.
Yes.
You have to put that one.
Great pick.
Yep.
I mean, we have three the same. Flight,
Yep.
Top Gun Maverick,
Yep.
Airplane,
Yeah. Which one?
Aviator.
Oh, Scorsese. You know what? I fuck with that. That's a good
Aviator.
one. I was gonna say Catch Me If You Can, but I never really looked at that as a plane movie. That's also DiCaprio.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fair enough.
That's a good question. Shout
Woo!
out to that. Shout out to plane movies, man.
God damn, that's some good fucking
We got-
questions.
We gotta
man.
have Jason on to do plane movie episode. He's
Yeah,
excited
man.
about that.
Oh, hell yeah.
These questions were fun.
Yeah,
Right?
We had a lot, some harder than others. I'm not gonna lie, some obvious.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing another Q&A episode soon. Thank you to everybody who submitted a question for this episode. These were really good. Keep them coming.
Mhm.
Check out our story. Follow us on IG. That's where you're gonna see where you can submit the questions.
Mhm.
Thank you for watching this episode. Thank you for supporting us. As always, means the world to us. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and take care. Brush your hair.
Peace.